So today we're going to continue with our 8-week challenge on the 8 parts of speech, and we're going to talk about pronouns. So let's dive straight in.
So what are pronouns? A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. For example, I, me, he, she, herself, himself, you, it, that, and many more. So if we look at this sentence, Peter called to Mary and he waved at her. The pronouns he and her take the place of Peter and Mary, respectively. So let's take a closer look at the different types of pronouns, starting with subject pronouns. A subject pronoun is exactly what it sounds like, a pronoun that takes the place of a noun as the subject of the sentence. They are those pronouns that perform the action in the sentence. For example, I, he, she, they, who, these are all subject pronouns. Some examples are, he washed the dishes, they played the piano. Subject pronouns are also sometimes used to rename the subject. They can follow to be verbs, such as is, are, was, am, will be, etc. For example, it is she. This is he speaking. So now let's look at object pronouns. What are these? Object pronouns are pronouns that receive the action in a sentence. So some examples of these are me, him, himself, us, them. So with the odd exception, an object pronoun comes after a verb. So for example, my father feeds them every morning. The dentist told you to open your mouth. The waitress brought her a sandwich. So now let's look at possessive pronouns. What are these? Possessive pronouns show that something belongs to someone. The possessive pronouns are my, our, your, his, her, its, and their. There's also an independent form of each of these pronouns, which are mine, ours, yours, his, hers, and theirs. Now, another thing to remember is that possessive pronouns, yours, his, hers, its, ours, theirs, and whose, do not need an apostrophe. Try not to make mistakes like hers or yours. For example, it is incorrect to say, Jane takes pride in Jane's outfits. This sounds a little odd. It would be more correct to say, Jane takes pride in her outfits. Note that its has an apostrophe only when it is a contraction for it is or it has. The only time whose has an apostrophe is when it means who is or who has. For example, it's been a hot day. Well, he's the one who's always late everywhere he goes. Okay, so let's look at possessive adjectives. What is a possessive adjective and when do we use it? A possessive adjective is an adjective that is also used to show ownership, but it comes before a noun in a sentence and lets us know to whom the noun belongs. For example, my, your, his, her, its, our, and their. Now be careful not to confuse these possessive adjectives with possessive pronouns. A possessive pronoun shows ownership, but it does not come before a noun or in a noun phrase. It stands alone. Remember, they are used to replace the noun. So simply put, possessive pronouns are used to replace the noun, and possessive adjectives are used to describe the noun. So now let's look at reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns are pronouns that end in self or selves. There are 9 reflexive pronouns: myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, oneself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. They are used when both the subject and the object of a verb are the same person or thing. For example, Mary helped herself. Okay, so here we have a table showing the different types of pronouns. It shows the subject pronouns, the object pronouns, possessive adjectives, possessive pronouns, and the reflexive pronouns. So please take a look at this in your own time. Now let's look at demonstrative pronouns. What are these, do you think? Demonstrative pronouns are this, that, these, and those, which refer to things. This and these refer to things that are near, and that and those refer to things that are further away. For example, this is my car. That is our house over there. These are my books on the desk. Those are beautiful flowers in that field. Now finally, let's look at interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns are used in questions. The interrogative pronouns are who, what, which, whom, and whose. For example, who wants a big bar of chocolate? What is your name? Which movie do you want to watch? Whom did you speak to? And whose coat is this?
Well, that's it. So now you know all about pronouns. And next week, we're going to talk all about adjectives. Don't forget to press both of those like and subscribe buttons below so you get notified when the next video is released. As always, to accompany this video, I've prepared some notes which you can download. So you just need to click on the link below in the description box and you can download it straight away. See you next time.